Hello, everybody. I'm Austin Light with American Demon Comics. I'm joined by two very awesome people in the indie comics realm, Kris Mendoza and Chris Stall. And we are so excited to get into the conversation tonight. First, I want to just shameless plug here. My gym starter pack Kickstarter is still going on. It's just got 10 days left. I'll be promoting it at the next convention this weekend. And it's demon kind of oriented. I did try to make it a little bit more broad, like for most people. It's very beginner friendly, very straightforward. I try to put illustrations of the exercises, explanations of what exercises do what, just tips on nutrition, all that stuff. So if you are interested in that and getting that started, it would probably be to you before the new year. So with that out of the way, how are you guys doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, doing real good.
Let's be honest though, you just wanted to show off how swole you are in that one picture. Where
I have to. I'm like, part of me doesn't like the flexing so much. Like, I do like looking better, but I like looking good for like a photo shoot, like when I'm in cosplay. So like the muscle man flexing thing is not really like what I'm aiming for, but it's what people probably want to see if they're wanting to trust somebody that does a fitness program. So
that's fair.
That's what I'm with.
Okay, so now I have to know, if you were going to cosplay a superhero, like attitude and everything, who would you choose? Costume be damned. Like, you can make the costume legit.
Attitude and everything, like somebody that's like a reflection of me or somebody I want to be.
Either. Your choice. I'm making it real difficult here.
Yeah.
I'm giving you all the options just to hear what your answer is.
Man. You know, my girlfriend could probably answer that question for me faster than I could. Man.
Babe, you know what I want to be
see.
when I grow up.
I'll be so many people. Superheroes. Earphone Jack from My Hero Academia would be cool. You're probably just gonna get weeb answers. Like, I'm just gonna be real. my ideal cosplay would be the Annie from Attack on Titan.
Okay.
So like this character,
that's cool.
Her Titan form, that would be like ideal. Superheroes, I don't know. I don't usually go that way.
That's fair. That's fair.
What superheroes would you guys be?
Ooh, that was my own fault.
Yep. And I have to pay for it.
Yeah, you do.
Mine's kind of easy though. Like, I just really like Hawkeye, and so I would love to have the full get up that he's got with the bow and all the arrows, but not the like exploder and fire. Like, give me the punching glove arrow, and like give me all the stupid ones.
That would be
Those
hilarious.
I thought you were gonna be like, the more stealthy ones, more silent.
No,
I want the boxing glove.
Give me the boxing glove. Give me the like sticky goo on the end of it where they can't pull it off of themselves. Like, give me those. Those are the kind that I would want, with the wrist things and all the leather finger cover. I don't.
Okay.
That's what I would want.
You made that very entertaining.
Extremely entertaining. I would probably go with Donatello
Mm-hmm.
with a lab. I want to be able to do all the science shit that he does.
Mm.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
machine shit to be like in canon. Because Donatello does machines.
He does machines. Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. They left it super vague, and I don't know if I like that as an adult, but you know.
Yeah. Go very sideways very quickly.
Yeah, there's a, the sky's the limit with your creativity.
Mhm.
It is.
Okay, so you guys created a project called the Barricade Brigade not that long ago. I want to show people what that is. Just give some context real quick as to what they're getting in. No, come back.
Oh.
There you go. All right. So is the black and white one also a watermelon?
Well, listen, man. Here's the thing. So Chris did the pencils. This is the main cover, and I'm a dummy. I didn't even put it together that it was a watermelon until like, I don't know. It was. I mean, we were well into the campaign, and I was like, "Wait a second, it's a watermelon." And he was like, "Yeah, dude." And I was like, damn it, I'm a stupid idiot. So he gave me his pencils, and then I did my like graffiti punkified take on it for the variant. And because his was so like black around it and then color in the middle, I was like, well, what if I turn the watermelon inside out and do pink up top and then like the rind at the bottom? But I didn't even think about the black and white. Honestly, like so
it's like the negative zone.
Yeah. I was so focused on doing the pink and the green for the rind that I didn't even think about it. And so it's clear that I'm not the artist of the two of us. Because yeah, it's also a watermelon.
It is
perfect.
Yeah.
It's a Scottermelon. How about that?
Yeah, it's a Scottermelon because ska is life.
There you go.
It's the best thing Andy Samberg ever said.
All right, so we've got the digital version here, and I scrolled through this when he sent it back to me, and I was like, crap, I didn't even go to the playlist yet. So I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah.
But we have our first page here. It's very fun. It's very nice. There's structure. There's also the playfulness of, your dress, your backgrounds, the truck, punk vibes to its core here. So I just want to show these off real quick. There's a monster that gets involved later, but I am not going to give the whole comic here, but you can see that there are some nice monster designs in the cover itself. So it shows these are not, I like the human hand here. Like something about that is very ominous.
Yeah, I found like, yes, can I put claws on everything? Of course. It's like that uncanny valley thing.
Right.
It's almost a monster, so it's even weirder.
But this is so nice. This was a fun read too. Like it's just, the story is like fun. It's definitely worth checking out, and I'm excited for the next one. So what like got you? No, let me ask you. Like when you got the books in, how did it feel to be touching them for the first time? Because this is also like first project.
Yeah.
Mr. Stall.
That's my dad.
You go first because you got to hold them first.
True, I did. So everything was mailed to me because I did all the fulfillment from here, and so like you didn't get to hold them until what, after?
We made sure everyone had theirs in the mail before mine came.
That's true. Yeah, I should. I don't know why I didn't fulfill yours at the same time. But yeah, so there are backers that held the book before he did. But honestly, like I've seen plenty of unboxing videos of other creators opening their stuff and holding their book and be like, "This is so cool," and I was like, "It's gonna be so cool," but I just was dumbfounded. Like we were FaceTiming each other, and when I opened the box and pulled everything out, and there's just like fat stacks of books. And so I've never opened any saran wrapping with a knife more carefully than I did with our books, because I was like, I don't want anything to be damaged. Don't hold your breath. Like, but I can't, and I still have moments where when I stop and think like, hey, 7-year-old me, like, you did the thing. I'm gonna get like all up in my face right now, because it's hard to encapsulate something that you've been thinking about doing for 30 plus years, and then when you do it and you had so much fun making it, you had so much support in being able to make it with the campaign, you've got a badass collaborator to then be holding the thing. It's really, I was at a loss for words, and you know me, I'm not usually one that's but I just couldn't stop, like, just staring at it in awe, like, God, this is ours. Like, we made this.
Yeah.
These characters have meaning. Like, there's so much of us in this story, and it comes from our experiences and our like family heritages. Family heritages are heritages. I don't, whatever. Like, our family is represented in these characters, and like, it's not just like, oh, cool, you made a monster comic. Like, no, we started a thing that we have plans for. And I know it's very stereotypical to hear a creator say like, "Oh, this is just the intro of our
just getting started.
magnum opus, just wait." Like,
just wait.
Yes, and it is. This is just like, it's an ash can. The ash cans are always just the intro, but also it's a complete story. And so everything that we did with this was so intentional that, like, you could ask about any single thing. You could pick anything in the book and be like, why'd you do that? And we will have a reason for doing that. So to put all of that time and effort, we worked from November, until May on the book, and getting everything done, because we wanted it all complete before we launched the Kickstarter. And then we learned a ton through the Kickstarter and running that and timing and all the things. But we still fulfilled like 2 months early, because I know stuff happens. And so I was like, well, I'm going to give us a pad.
That's smart.
To be able to say like, yeah, we fulfilled everything 2 months earlier than anticipated sounds really nice.
Right.
So, even though we ran into stuff that next time around we're not going to do, or we're going to, fix or whatever to make it even faster, it still was like, it's incredible. Like, there's nothing, it's better than any drug I've ever tried. It's better. Like, it's a better feeling than anything, almost anything that I've ever experienced, of just like, God, this is 7 months of work and a lifetime of dreaming physically in my hand.
Yeah.
Like, I just got chills again. Like, it's because that's the that's
right.
how it felt.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Mr. Mendoza, what is your thoughts?
I would wholeheartedly agree. And I'm gonna throw in, like, as someone who's played in bands but never got to the point of a show because musicians are flaky, including myself. Uh, I've come so close to that feeling of putting something out there that had so much of me in it and never gotten it until now. And I don't know if 20-year-old me would have been ready for that feeling
Mhm.
because it was too much. Like, where do you go from there at 20?
Yeah.
Like, looking back at, I'm 43 now. 23 years ago, like, I was so you think I'm insecure now, Chris? Jeez. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. It was, yeah, it could have been, but I could never truly describe it because it is so surreal. Like, seeing people talk about how much they enjoyed it, and then the delayed gratification of, oh yeah, by the way, there's a box on its way to your house. And were we working on the script when it showed up?
Yeah. Yeah.
We were working on the script for the next story, and I got interrupted with a giant box of those, and just like, okay, we're done. I can't do anything else now.
Yeah.
There went the day, and like, we've been working on this. I made the mistake of having a copy in here, and we were working on the script one night, and I just started picking it up. It's like, I can't stop. It's that one's mine.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is very different of a feeling when you have been so ingrained in that portion of like pop culture that it's like there's just so much pop culture that is derived from comics that it's like inevitable that if you are just at all enamored with these, pieces of media, you go back to comics in some way. And people were much more ingrained with them before my time. 23 years ago, I was 7. So, but yeah, it's such an amazing feeling. Do you guys find yourselves when you are passing by one of your copies, it's just out, it's floating somewhere, or maybe you let somebody borrow it and you got it back? Do you find yourself opening it back up just to kind of like look at it and just see how it is, and then you just read it? You just read all the way through again?
I've read it a few times. Yeah. Yeah.
And so far it holds up. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
That's the joy of that. Like, if it's still holding up after reading it multiple times, and who's going to be more critical of any piece of art than the creator? So, like, you can't out criticize me. Like, you can talk shit all you want, but I got the market cornered on that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he does. Yeah. Like, hey, did you notice this? He's like, yeah. Did you notice these other 17 things? I'm like, no. Why are you?
Yeah. I'm like, I fucked up so bad. I'm so terrible. And he's like, get off the ledge. It's fine.
Yeah.
Come on back.
It is, as a creator, you are noticing things because you put the marks down and you know, like, your decisions and everything. And so it's so hard to kind of separate yourself from it. And like everything else, I guess that can be bad or good, but you'll just kind of went over your own feelings about it, but like, I don't get a lot of feedback for mine yet. I do get good feedback typically, but I haven't got like any feedback. So yeah, I mean, like I get like a fan or two come up and say, "Hey, this is a really nice story," and that's about it. I don't get anybody asking, "I want the next one." Oh, this part's so good. Oh, this character's my favorite. I don't have any of that. So I'm always like, how am I doing? Like, am I just in my own bubble thinking it's good, or is it not great? Do I need more time? Do I need more story? How is this like panning out in the longer term? How do you guys approach your self-criticism versus your outward, like external input from other people?
That's a difficult
Mr. Stall.
Well, I fully recognize that I'm an outlier in this, where I can just leave something and like, I'm done thinking about this now, and I am. Once we sent everything out, and I was concerned with like, hey, did it make it? Did you get it? There's a handful of people that I really was hoping to get feedback from, like other creators that I look up to or I think write really well. And I didn't want to be like, so what'd you think there, bud? Nah. Because when you're asked directly like that, right? Like, you always have it in the back of your mind, like, oh, they're only telling me this because I asked them. And so they don't want to hurt my feelings. So they're just gonna be like, it was really fun, man. Yeah, whatever. And like, we haven't had anybody be like, man, I wish this, or like, I wish you had done this differently. My wife did.
Yeah.
But I appreciated that because like, she's a non-comic reader, which I know is like heresy, but it's like, she just doesn't sit and read comics like I do.
Right.
And so when I gave it to her, she was like, and she gave me some feedback, and I was like, I hear you, and like, here's why we did this choice, and here's why we did this, and like, we had to skip some time because we were worried about page counts and page turns and all of these things that you have no context for, because you like, it's a whole separate thing. Like, it's not as simple as like, oh yeah, you just draw pictures on a page and then you have a comic, right? Like, no, there's so much more that goes into it.
Yep.
And so it gave me a chance to like show her behind that curtain a bit, which was fun in its own way. But like, some of the things that she said where I was like, I really liked that part. What do you mean it didn't land for you? Like, but that was a really good written joke. Like, what do you mean? I didn't see you laugh once. Not even a snicker. Come on. But like, I also am able to look at that objectively and be like, well, she's not a comic person, and this really isn't her realm, even if she was a comic person. So it's not for her. And like, that's okay. Like, I'm sorry if I mentioned it when you were on the show. Chris has heard it a bajillion times, but like, I heard Charles Soule, who did 8 Billion Genies and a bunch of other incredibly popular comics. He did an interview at my library, of all places, about his new novel or whatever. And he said, not everything has to be for everyone. And like, I have no idea what he said for the other 20 minutes of the interview, because it just like, it knocked me out of my chair, where I was like, God, that's so profound. And he just like dropped it and skipped away. And for me, that's freeing. Like, if you're not into monsters and punk rock, like, okay, you're not going to like this book, and that's okay. Like, there are people that like both of those, that do like this book and like this style and like the punk heart and the sweat and the PBR that's stained on, like, they get it, right? And so for me, it's like balancing the I mean, we've also like not received any negative feedback of the people that posted about it or tagged us or sent us messages or whatever. It was all like, dude, this is so much fun. Like, this is so great. I had a blast. Like, you've got this energy, all these things. And it's like, sweet. I love all of that. I will keep taking that so that my head can get bigger and bigger. And also, like, the things in this that I'm like, I don't like how this turned out. Like, I wish I would have written this a little bit different. I didn't. So, like, this is where I was and what I was doing at the time. And I have to also give myself a little bit of grace of like, this was the first comic that we produced ever.
Yeah.
So, like, it's, I don't think it's complete dog shit, right? Like, I like the book that we have.
It's a good book. I've been pledging a lot to a lot of stuff since I started this whole Kickstarter thing, and yours is definitely one of the more fun reads.
You're just saying it because we're on your show, but keep saying it because I love it. But I'm good at giving myself grace of like, man, I could have done stuff better, but I know more now than I did then. And like, I value that because I'll be able to look back in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and be like, yeah, that was my starting point and I was damn proud of it. And this is where I've grown to, and I'm damn proud of this too. And like, I don't think that that's going to change. And so I just mark it as like, this is my starting point. So everything I do going forward has to be better than this. It has to, because I should always be improving my craft. So that's also kind of where I look at it. Not that I've thought at all about any of this over anything like this, because like, it is hard having, I've been wanting to have something that I wrote or created in front of people for a really long time. So to finally have that, something was like, oh God, what if they hate it? Like, I didn't even think about that. Oh no, what have I done? And there was like 3 days that I was just panic and anxiety. And
oh man, only 3.
And it was just like, it's out there and I made it, and I'm proud of the work that we put into it, and I'm proud of the final result. And if people didn't like it, that sucks for them, because I love it and I had a blast doing it, and plenty of people liked it. So I'm good with that. So that's not an answer to your question, but that's how I balance the two.
No, that's I think that is a good that's a good answer. Like that definitely went through the question. So Mr. Mendoza.
Yes, sir. I think so, and I keep coming back to music for pretty much everything. I love that you're Laverne and Shirleying me. That's the cutest thing ever. A record is where a band is. That's what they were writing. That's what they were feeling. That's what their technical ability was. I feel the same way, and I think because I hadn't really thought about that in the way that Charles Soule put it to you until you said that on your show one time. And I was just like, yeah. I mean, do I care? Yeah, I do. Do I care if people like me? Not so much. Like, the story doesn't have to be for you, and that's fine. If you think it's dog shit because of what the art was, like, if you can give me constructive criticism, I'll take it. If all you're going to stop at is this art sucks, you can kick rocks. Like, that's fine too. I don't care. Like, but in the same way that Chris was talking about for himself, like, we both took this and were like, this is where we were. And I was almost immediately like, I'm ready to start improving on my heavy lifting part of this craft. Since we're really working on the story together, like, the art is my heavy lifting. I've been working on it and working on it and working on it, and I'm getting tired of drawing 3/4 faces and I'm getting tired of drawing eyeballs. But it's paying off. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it really is. So, but it's also very difficult when all the feedback that I've gotten has been good to like know. Honestly, I'd almost love a 1-star review type situation to happen. Like, hit me in the DMs with how much you hated that shit. Because if you can do it and give me valid reasons, I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
give me specifics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell inner me that they're right. That's what I want to have happen. If you can do that, because I mean, Chris will tell you, like, I have so much self-doubt, and it took me until reaching out to him not long before that is when I started just sharing the art that I was making. I wouldn't have done that 5 years ago. Just no way. So it took a long time for me to just accept, A, it's not going to be for everyone because it's what I want to make. And if people like it, that's great. There's going to be an audience for whatever. I mean, I started drawing not even thinking I was going to do comics. Like, full disclosure, I had no idea that was coming down the road. And then I just got it up in me and messaged Chris and was like, hey, let's make comics together. And we had an awkward phone call, and it was great. And now we have really off the rails calls while we're putting a script together, and we're 60 plus pages in. So shit changes.
All right. So, what was the direction you were wanting to go with in your art?
I was just doing it. Honestly, I went to see the Homeless Gospel Choir and Harley Poe in 2023, and I had just gotten real into Joe Whiteford's art. It was just super fucking creepy monster art, and I was like, I got to backtrack a little bit before that. 2022, I had a spinal surgery, and up to that point, I was really kind of expressing myself through skateboarding. I wasn't drawing. I hadn't drawn since I was a kid, like legitimately. And I was like stuck. I can't ride a skateboard well anymore. I needed something. I needed an outlet. And I was like, I like that. Why don't I try it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it started as, was why don't I try it?
Awesome. Yeah, I went back to skateboarding a couple years ago. I fell on my ass, and it hurt probably about 30 times worse than it ever did when I was a kid. So,
I bet.
I dropped that again pretty quick. Like, I wanted to drop into a ramp and learn how to, get the confidence to do that. I hit my ass once, and I'm like, I don't know about this, guys.
Do you lean back instead of leaning all the way in?
No, I was on flat ground.
Oh, shit. I'll tell you what, though. Like, that's one thing. If you get nothing out of skateboarding in life, it'll teach you how to eat shit, get up, and try something else, or try it again. It's the best thing ever.
Yep.
It's fun. Any of the X Games sports are like inline skating, because I was never a skateboarder. I just couldn't figure it out. But if you put wheels on my feet, for some reason, like inline skating, I was like, oh yeah, I get this totally and completely. And I similarly though, like I got a new pair of skates 2 years ago for Christmas. And I have put them on 3 times, and every time I have just eaten concrete. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get out of my damn driveway. And it's like, it's uneven, and I'm like, I'm going to avoid that spot that I fell last time. And I hit a different one, and the wheels stick, and down I go. And I'm just like, can I just go to the roller rink?
Maybe you just need to get some quads. A little more stability.
Man, we've got a skate park that was built not too long ago. I moved recently to Huntsville. And there's a skate park nearby, and it looks so fun. There's nice ramps, everything's smooth. There's, like the Tony Hawk, like pool looking kind of like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I wish I knew how to do that.
Yeah. If only I was around that 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Handled that kind of exertion. Was it done by the Tony Hawk Foundation? Because they went around and built skate parks all over the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one.
I'm not sure.
My sister lives out in Montana, and they've got a Tony Hawk skate park, like in her little neighborhood. Like they can walk to it in like 5 minutes. It's just right there, and the background is all mountains and shit. I'm like, this is the most incredible skate park I've ever seen. And then my brother-in-law was like, yeah, Tony Hawk built this. Like he came out and they did a big announcement, ribbon cutting thing. And I was like,
he was like pouring concrete and he had gloves on.
He had those knee things where he's like leveling it as he's moving. It was insane. But yeah, I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And so I looked into it, and they spent like millions of dollars just building skate parks all over the nation. Yeah.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
If I had money that I didn't know what to do with, I'd probably aim for stuff like that.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's love that guy. He's still like 16 in a 50-year-old body. It's weird.
Doing Cialis commercials or something.
That's so weird seeing him do the supplement commercial circuit now. Yeah. Like, you're still cool though.
Yeah. Looks exactly the same. That man has not changed in 40 years. And he's like, yeah, I'm Tony Hawk, and like kicks the skateboard and catches it.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you about calcium. It's like, dude, you're Tony Hawk. What are you talking about? I've broken 74 bones, and if I didn't take this calcium supplement, I would have broken 148. It's like, God, all right. Jeez, Tony Hawk, you're still punk.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
Shoot, guys, there was some question that I wanted to ask,
and then I ruined it
before I got on to the other question about what you wanted to do with your art direction. Dang. Man, okay, anyways, still rolling.
It'll come back.
So,
it'll come back.
How do you start your art process? Because I do like to kind of primarily make this stream about getting a little bit of insight on methods of doing art. So what is something that you feel that you might do differently, or maybe just a bit the first 2 or 3 steps?
Oh, is this aimed specifically at me or at the pair of us?
Heavy lifter art man.
Heavy lifter art man. That's what I'm going to call myself on the next show.
Just banging and clanging.
Got that 20-pound G-nib.
Buckets of ink.
Yes. Yes. Because I can afford that much ink. Shit.
I love it.
So one thing that we've done different this time is we've gotten a lot more intentional on the dialogue than it was. Very organic last time, but it wasn't terribly difficult because it was a shorter story. Like I said, we're 65 pages in now, and we're not done with what this story is going to be for the next chapter of it. So with that, I've added in just digitally doing thumbnails, at least on some of the big beats. And then basically like, it's like a dialogue check. Is this too much type deal? And then I'll take those and I'm just going to go to pencils, and I will pencil and ink. Traditionally, I'm very cheap when it comes to pencils. I do those on just 11 by 17 printer paper. I'd like to get like the 30-pound paper, but that's more expensive, and free 99 at the office might be cheaper for me. And then I go to Bristol after that. I just light box it and go to Bristol for inks. And beyond that, one thing that's changing is I will be doing color digitally moving forward. The number of nights that my hand was just like trying to, because I did all the color obviously was hand done, and it's just India ink colors, and I'd send Chris pictures after I'm like 2 hours in. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because he can't see what's in my head. He's only seeing what's on the paper. And I'm like, "Trust me, it'll get there." Like, okay. Yeah. But that will speed up the process. That will make my hands feel better. I'm very much looking forward to how that can augment the story creation process.
All right. Yeah, because y'all do you use an Ames lettering guide? Do you?
That time I did not. That was all just hand ruled and done within the artwork. That's the other thing I'm going to be doing is all the lettering will be done in the pencil stage. It will be there. In the ink stage, there will be no lettering done unless it's like sound effects lettering. That'll just be integrated into the art. That's a personal opinion that is part of the art. Methods may vary there for other people, but that's a neat thing.
Well, what y'all did for this ashcan is just so much tedious work. You know, I gotta give y'all props. Just so it's refreshing to see, but I totally understand having to do some things digitally because there's just no. I think I've gone almost completely digital now. I still do like thumbnails in my sketch, but like I used to do the sketch on Bristol and then flip it, do some ink, and then scan it and draw it again. And there's a lot of niceties to that. I feel like I'm more confident with what it turns out to be that way. And it's a piece that I could sell as original art. But like I had to kind of get my butt kicked to like start going again because I had fallen behind doing the illustrations for the gym stuff, the gym program. And I was like, I don't want to mess with the Bristol, bringing that back and forth between work and having to make sure I have all the pins. And it's like, I'll just do it in Clip Studio. And, you know, it's like, well, I did it. I did it now.
Yep.
I'm in that, you know, in that realm now. So, cause I just like, wow, I just got some pages done, like almost exclusively without doing the Bristol. So, again, there's a lot of niceties to doing it, but I understand it's a lot of work, and it's all about what you feel comfortable divvying out in your work. But you did a really good job. So
thank you.
I'm excited to see the digital coloring because one of the things about digital stuff is that it's easier to enhance. So you can just start adding more to it in the same amount of time that you would have done traditionally. So you can still make it look even better with just maybe a shade or two difference in some areas. So props there. And again, question came to mind. It's gone.
We'll just keep going.
So I did want to jump into some conversation about how y'all feel about the. You guys are big horror fans, correct?
Mhm.
And
Yep.
I'm a newly wed to horror. I started watching horror more frequently about 3 years ago. And so there's a lot that I haven't seen. I told Michael Ferrero that I didn't watch The Lost Boys, and he said, we're going to get in Discord and you're going to watch The Lost Boys and we're going to watch together. So there's a lot that I haven't seen.
Movie.
But I did watch The Thing the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched The
Fucking
Thing.
great.
I've watched it before, kind of in bits and pieces. And, you know, it had always been kind of cool to me, but I also was kind of like a kid and like, I don't really want to see that in my dreams. So I never like watched it entirely. So I just watched it recently, and I gotta say that it is one of the goats. Like, it is easily probably my top 3 so far.
Yeah.
What is your favorite horror genre? So there's some niche genres in horror. What's your favorite horror genre? And then maybe a movie or two out of that y'all really like to point to.
Well, A of all, starting with The Thing, you like just out of the gate, you're starting with a masterpiece. So like, it's going to be hard for anything to live up to that. But similarly, like, even being a huge horror person, I had only seen bits and pieces until I sat down and watched it. I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago. It was the first time I watched it start to finish. And I was like, why did I wait so long to watch this? Is so good.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, it's so good. The practical effects. I'm a sucker for practical effects. And like the body horror that's in it, and just the weird monster design and the psychological aspect and the isolation and the arc. Like, I could go on for the next hour just talking about The Thing.
It hits all the notes. That's the thing.
Everything.
And it does it all well. That's what's so weird. Is usually it's like a big box store. Big box store sucks because it's trying to hit all the notes. This hits all the notes well.
Yeah, I don't even know an equivalent of a big box store that hits everything well.
There's not one. The Thing. That's
The
it.
Thing. The Thing is the only big box store that hits everything.
Breaking The Thing, big box store of horror.
It turns out. So I can go first because I've been talking horror a lot. I'm a huge fan of found footage, which is a narrative technique. Look at me using my degree. It's a narrative technique where everything that you see is shot from the perspective of somebody in the movie. So as the viewer, it feels like you're part of the chaos that's happening. It's not like the omnipresent camera that's watching as the dog turns into the monster and Kurt Russell does the hair flip thing and like, and shoots it 74 times. Like it's you're in the movie. Usually it's like home recordings or there's been some really fun, like experimental type, even the new, I know it was garbage, but the new War of the Worlds with what's his face? Ice-T?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, that's what? I said.
What?
Yeah,
I did not know about this.
They filmed it during COVID, and they only just released it.
Oh my god, no!
Yeah,
I gotta find this shit.
It's on Netflix. It's rough, but the stuff that they do, that's technically a found footage movie because
Right.
everything's done through screens, through chat, through like FaceTime, through security cameras, all that stuff. And the things that they did in that are just like, it was well executed on a very shit story. Like that's how it worked. But my go-to found footage is always going to be Cloverfield. I love that movie because you don't see the monster
Yes.
in its entirety until the last like 2 minutes. And the rest of the time it just disappeared behind the skyscraper, or it just destroyed a thing and it's all cloud of dust and whatever. But I love that movie. Another one is, and I'm going to say it and then I'm going to be like, is it found footage? So I'll just say that out loud first. As Above, So Below.
That's
It
a
is.
great one.
Is just like, I held my breath through half of that movie.
Yes.
Because it was so intense.
Yes.
So those I'm glad that there was validation that's found footage. I've seen some really bad ones because I've watched all horror all the time, basically. And the other one that like actually creeps me out and like stays with me are the like supernatural hauntings. So we have been watching all the Conjuring movies because I haven't seen all of them start to finish. And we watched Annabelle as well, which I hadn't seen. And like, God, those are fucking creepy. Like it just the hauntings and ghosts and shit, because I believe in that. I've had experiences that I can't explain. I'm like, that has to be what that is. Like that's
Larry.
no, that was a ghost.
It has to be a ghost.
It's
just
what was that? I
it's
don't know.
non-negotiable.
Yeah, like was a ghost. That's what that was. And so like watching those movies where people are being tormented by hauntings or being possessed or what, it's just like the whole time for me. But again, it's the like my brain doing a lot of the work, and it turns out those, whatever that subgenre of horror is, would probably be my favorite if it was a thing, but I don't think it is. Of like, they leave it up to the viewer to define what the horror is in the movie. Like and I say, it was a Blind Box, Bird Box,
Bird Box,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bird Box.
whatever. Like they never should have shown the monster ever.
Yeah.
It ruined. As soon as they showed it, I was like, I'm done. And I literally got up and, that's garbage. I'm out. And leave it to my imagination to fill in this horrific thing that you kill yourself when you see it. Like that's terrifying because everybody's idea of it is different. And once you define it, it's like, oh, that's stupid. Like I would kill myself because it's so hideous. Like that's so bad.
That's how I kind of felt about A Quiet Place, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're both in the same vein. I think
Yeah.
Bird Box was kind of like in response to, but like, just A Quiet Place had so much going for it, and then when I saw the monster, I'm like, this is just kind of the same monster. Like, it's just it just hears differently. Like that's, but like. It was a fun watch. But anyways, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're right. It was a great premise, and it was really good at building tension of like, oh my God, their foot just crunched on the gravel. Oh no. And are they all going to die now? And like, so they played with that, which is fun because horror is best when it executes sound really well. And so like, as someone who just analyzes media all the time because I can't help it, that's what my brain does, I notice in movies that I'm watching, like, ooh, that really subtle background music just dropped out, we're about to get raw, and then like whatever happens, and my wife jumps over the couch and I'm like, it's great, that was good. I like that. But yeah, so found footage, Cloverfield, Conjuring. If you haven't seen The Conjuring, we just watched the second one. We watched Annabelle. We've yet to watch The Nun. And that one I'm probably gonna have to watch solo because the wife has already said like I'm not watching that. She terrifies me. Like, okay, that's fine.
Pretty freaky looking, but
That's perfect.
I dig a good character like that.
Yeah.
Like,
The Cloverfield, it's weird for me to like think of that as like a horror movie because it definitely is, but it's weird like for me to like categorize it as that.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm always like demons and Hereditary, Conjuring, like that's what I think horror. But like it would be probably in my top 5 as well. Like I love a monster. Like monsters. And speaking of like the Quiet Place monster, I think Cloverfield was the OG.
Yeah.
In terms of like that idea of what a monster is. And then on top of that, it had like a whole ARG like story tag along with it. Like beforehand, they were trying to like drop secrets and like go to this website and like look at this. Just that is so fun. I think that adds a lot to a movie.
Yeah.
Also, As Above, So Below. Just a goat. Just great. Yeah. I gotta throw in Incantation. That's
I haven't seen that.
Not watched that one. It's really good. Found footage. All right, Mr. Mendoza.
Okay. Let me think here.
You just had like 40 minutes of me blabbing.
Yes, but how do I say something different? Spell this right first. There. Okay, I'm good now. I'm gonna watch that. Okay, I will agree with the found footage. I think too, sci-fi type horror, and I think that's where the creature, like the creature feature, lives squarely in that. So you could also say Cloverfield. You could say Aliens. You could say The Thing. It all fits.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I love a monster that is here to whoop up on human ass and teach us that we should treat the planet better or something of that nature. Like, it's fantastic. And you shouldn't show everything.
Yeah.
There are times where it's a show don't tell. Comics, it's great for that. Sometimes you show something, like when it came out on DVD, we watched The Tooth Fairy, and then they showed the fucking monster, and I was done. Both of us. We're just like, this is stupid now. You took every bit of the suspense away because you have a hokey ass design that was poorly executed CGI. No, I'm done. Like, it's not scary anymore. Shouldn't have ever showed that monster.
Right. Many such cases.
Yes. Like, there are monsters that I want to see more of, like the creature from the Black Lagoon. I would love to see as much as possible. But honestly, in that movie, perfect amount.
Yeah.
You don't even get the full monster most of the time. It's all about the suspense building.
Yep.
I also really dig like haunting type movies. That another great one that builds tension and uses a lot of sound to me is The Others. I mean, it might come off dated, but I haven't seen it in a while. But knowing that they were reacting to the soundtrack while filming, and you never know until the end, it's like a well done Sixth Sense.
Yeah. Sixth Sense wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It
wasn't bad. I'll take that back. A better done Sixth Sense.
There you go. I'll allow it.
Thank you.
I gotta say, my let me get to this. Get to that in a second. because I remembered one of the questions that I wanted to ask you guys that was like 30 minutes ago.
I
Perfect.
told you to come back.
But so the one that I wanted to follow up with was you were other Chris are the artist and primarily so.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming that Mr. Stall is a primary writer. But you two probably kind of bounce off each other when it comes to writing a little bit more.
Yeah.
How do you guys cross that wire when you do writing? What are you thinking? Like, how do you process writing for you guys?
Now or then, because
That's
it's
a
ever
great
evolving.
call.
yeah, it's evolved. So you're spot on. It's funny, like in the back of the book, we were super intentional about just saying that it was created by us.
Mhm.
No, like, oh, artist and writer, because when we were writing it, the ash can or the issue 0 or whatever, this one, when we were writing this, it was very much a like, let's figure out. Have you seen Best in Show or have heard of the movie before? It's old.
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
So there's no script for that movie. They just have, in this scene, we're talking to this character. In this scene, these characters, it's all ad lib. Like it's just all off the cuff. And that's how our writing for this first one was. It was like, okay, so we got to introduce the characters. What's a fun way to do that? Well, what if our roadie was like filming stuff and he was like holding the camera? And so that's where you get this first panel. Like it's got the record there. He's doing that and he's making them introduce themselves. And then Sarah yells at him because he's too busy like farting around with the camera and not doing roadie gear, carrying stuff. And so it was like, cool. Yeah. So we'll do that. Okay. So second page, they should be like on stage and coming out. And like, there's always that moment where there's the feedback. And so like, we got to have some feedback somewhere. And then they just go right into it. And then we get to see him jam for a little bit. And so it was like, it was more what's happening on the page. And then honestly, I don't even know what dialogue I wrote for the first one because as Chris was drawing it, he was like filling in like, oh, this is going to be a speech bubble. Well, what are they saying? I don't know. So he would just like write stuff in. And then like,
it was like, does this work or not? Basically.
Yeah. Some of it I got and I was like, I didn't write that line. What the hell? That works. That's a good line. And then some of them I was like, nah, we were going to say this other thing there. And he was like, oh yeah, okay. And so like, he would just change it. And but that's how we did it. And when we were doing the first like pre-campaign tour, we were with Megan on Vigilante Vibes, who we also feature as a pull quote on the inside cover because she's incredible. But she asks like, what's one thing you want to do better on the next one? And I think both immediately we were like, dialogue. Like we need to do the dialogue better. Yeah. And that was one of those things that was bugging me about this one was like, I was not at all clear. Like I didn't set him up for success. God, that sounds corporate. I didn't give him what he needed to get the job done. So I like going into writing this first chapter, it was, okay, I'm going to write every single word of dialogue and we're going to get all of that on the page. And then we're going to make sure that it all fits. And if we need to cut it, we'll cut it. If we need to extend something or like, cause again, everything's intentional. So we're thinking about page turns and, building momentum and pacing and does it make sense? And why are we doing this? And why, like, should we do this here or do it there? And moving elements around to where they fit and make sense with the story. So when we're like we FaceTime each other at this point weekly, and I pull up the Google Doc, he pulls it up so he can see it, and then we just like talk and bullshit, and then it's like, okay, cool, we got like we're back to our ground zero of like, yeah, we're both feeling the vibe, we're energized, let's start writing. Where were we? Okay. And so like we read what we had just written, and then basically it's like, okay, so this page, it still starts the same. Like, okay, they need to like pick up dinner after the show and they need to discuss this thing that just happened. So that's what we need to write. Okay.
Mhm.
And so then I just start writing, and there's some things that it's fun as I'm writing it. Like I can't talk and type at the same time. So I'm like, yeah, cool. And so I just start typing, and then I'll like stop to think about something, and I'll happen to look at Chris, and he's reading what I just read, and I get to see his reaction to like some of the one-liners or stuff that I wrote in. I'm like, cool, that landed great. Okay, that's the right, we're moving the right path. And then if something sucks, he's like, what if they said it this other way? I'm like, what if they did? You're right.
Yeah, it's still the writing is still very much a collaborative process,
Right.
through the entirety of it. It's just you're putting down the entirety of the script, as opposed to, okay, these are the beats, and then here's the thumbnails. Here's some dialogue in the thumbnails. Does any of this work? Does any of this need to change?
Yeah.
I got a nice eraser. And moving forward that way.
Yeah. So I've got it was good to have you two on at the same time. I'm glad that that y'all have done this, because that is like that was another question, was like the collaborative part, like, you know, what's it going to be like working with, you know, as a team.
Yeah.
But I know these two guys working on a project. I don't know to the extent of how much I want to like drop all that information, but they were like, I was like, okay, so how are y'all like writing this project? And they like they want like 60 pages of this first part of the project done, and I'm like, so how do you guys like write and do like, you know, the story, could like figure it out? And they're like, we just get a couple beers and we'll talk about it. Like, and I'm like,
All right. Yeah.
I'm like, you've got 20 pages like done worth of art, and y'all are just gonna wing it.
Sure.
Funny.
And I'm like, so, I'll say one of them's Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers,
Okay.
and the other one is Kevin Stokes. He's he's been like contracted with Marvel DC. He has a lot of experience. He's very good. And so I'm like, so you guys know what you're doing, I guess, because like these aren't like some like random guys make it like,
Yeah.
this guy's done 20 years of work with other people and his own stuff, and then this guy's like a pop culture like nerd, like completely knows everything that started from the 1900s up to now in pop culture, like, so
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I trust y'all. Like,
I mean,
I
sure.
can't do it that way, but you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, that's one of the like interesting things to me is the more creators I talk to that are in a collaborative like book or whatever, where like we do this, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, so I need to do that. Hey, I was thinking I need to do this, creator B, and they're like, no, why would you do that? This is how I do. Like, no, do it this way. Okay, no, that makes total sense. Hey, creator C, if I were to approach you with this thing, I would be like, gross, no. What do you mean? It should be this other way. And it's like, bullshit. Like, how do you? Okay, and it just it really gets to like, it's whatever works for you.
Right.
Don't I get really hyper focused on research, and like I want to know everything I can possibly know before I start something, because I don't want to start it and be like, I don't know anything and just rage quit. So instead, I'm like, I don't know anything. Let me learn everything I can possibly learn. And then I get stuck there and I never move forward because I'm like, well, they just said this one thing in this one paragraph on the 14th page of this book, and I've never heard of that before. What is that? And then I go and I research that one thing, and then that leads me into another thing. And before you know it, I'm like watching cats play chopsticks and like, oh, that is musically accurate because based on this reading I did. And it's like, no, stupid. And so I was trying to read the best approaches for writing comic scripts and writing comics and all that stuff. And like, oh yeah. And literally 2 books that I've got contradict each other. And the one is like, we'll let artists have the freedom because they're the artist. So your job as the writer is to give them dialogue and page and character descriptions and let them figure it out. If they have questions, they'll ask you, but otherwise let them be. The other one was like, it should be like a movie script. You need to describe everything that's going to be on the page, where it's going to be, how it's going to be, why it's going to be, how you're looking at it. And I was like, okay, I read, or when I write, I visualize everything. So it takes me forever to read because I have to see it to make sense of it, to then process whatever is happening in the story. So when I'm writing, it's the same thing. I'm seeing stuff as I'm writing dialogue, and I'm seeing facial expressions when jokes are made, or like, oh yeah, he's doing the thing with the with the camera. And so you're going to see like his arm, and it's going to be a weird skewed angle and stuff. And the nice thing about working with an artist is they take my stupid idea, and Kris goes, oh, I got you. And like, then just says, hey, here's your first page. Look. And it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly. Okay, no, that's yeah. He's like adjusting it over here. Never even saw that. Like, yeah, you got to try and make sure you've got the thing right. And so, it's been an exercise in letting go for me when I'm writing, and now even other scripts that I'm writing, because I have a Google folder of ideas that I've had that I'm just like, I just want to start writing more of these into scripts and just have them. And so it's more of an exercise than anything of just practicing the art of writing a comic script in my style. I'm not trying to write it in the Marvel way. I'm not trying to write it in the Steven Spielberg way or whatever. Like I'm not Stan Lee. I'm not Ditko. Who cares? I'm me. So let me write it in my way. And my way is, here's what's happening on the page. Here's a bunch of dialogue. Cool. And letting go of that is very difficult for me, and also very freeing for me, because when I get stuck, I'm like, I don't know how that's supposed to look. Like, how is this even going to be laid out? Then I'm like, oh, stupid. You're the writer. Like, let the artist create the art with your words. And so like, there have been times that Kris and I are talking, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell this is going to look like, but this is what I need to have happen here. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then he just starts typing in notes on the script underneath the dialogue. And it's like, cool, great. He's already thinking about how that's going to look. Perfect. I have no idea.
That is definitely one of the nice things about us both being in the dock at the same time. Is he's writing in one color and I'm writing in another. And mine is like panel break, panel break, panel break. Oh, do it this way. Panel break. It's just like knowing when to say enough on a panel is really helpful, because otherwise I might just that is one thing that's worked really well, is like Kris is just writing, and then I'm just like, I'm literally coming up behind him going, okay, here we stop. Here we stop. Here we stop.
New page. New page. That's
go to a new page. Yes. We're not going to have one unfolding page. Unless we do.
Unless we do. So you're saying there's a chance.
Mural.
Yes. The center is going to be like a gatefold poster like you would get in a CD back in the 90s.
Right.
It's gonna be great.
Just you wait.
How do I read this again?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. The
Yeah,
whole book is that.
God, that. So it's a high concept comic. Every single double page is actually an 8-page gatefold. No panels, all wide lens, all
Yeah.
single images. Figure it out, kid.
Yes. And every one of those 8
Not
page
everything
has no
is made
text
for
on it.
everyone.
Not everything is made for everyone. Exactly. I don't know who that would be made for, but it's not
Someone
even
that
made
doesn't
for
like
me.
text, apparently. So
So that was a great insight into how y'all do things, and this interview's been great. I've got 10 more minutes. Like, otherwise I'd go all night, but I've got another podcast to be on.
Yeah, you do.
I got 10 more minutes to talk with you guys, and so one of my like key things that I want to keep in my comics throughout is the paranormal in some aspect, whether it be demons or cryptid monsters, seeking power through ritual, old gods, deities, angels, that kind of stuff. I wanted to ask you guys, do y'all have a paranormal fear, like that you are just absolutely afraid of? Other Chris?
Ha.
man, fucking laughing at me. I have paranormal fear of speaking first sometimes. Wow, a paranormal fear. You know, when we moved in this house, I spent enough nights here getting it ready for us to actually move in completely alone. And then after we moved in, saw enough things that, like, there's no way that this is just my brain, because it's the same thing happening over and over. So I wouldn't say ghosts. Maybe if they're, golly, I think possession might be my biggest fear. Like, because it's not just what is possessing you, since typically that's not a good force, but it's also the fact that you lose control of your body. And pretty much every one of these stories, the person that's lost control is aware from the inside that they have no control.
I've heard that they lose their memory or black out during.
I mean, it seems like there are, like, and that might be the case like after the fact, but it seems like there are times where it's like Reagan being tormented in The Exorcist, and like she comes out for like that long and she's in just agony.
Right.
Maybe it's the physical state of the body when she comes out. It's not really explained, but that idea of losing control to something that just wants to harm you, I think, is very terrifying.
Yes. Oh, did y'all watch that A24 movie recently? Let Her Out or something like that. I think that's what it was.
I know I remember hearing about this, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, the last A24 I saw, I think, was the Jordan Peele movie with the sky balloon bag thing.
What?
Usually a balloon is the sky bag, just so you know.
What the hell was it? It was not good.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele.
It was his like Western horror.
Oh, I don't remember hearing about that even.
Yeah, you do.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
No. Okay, great. Yeah. Hey, so he did this movie called Nope. And it was not good.
I thought that was
Bad
a
movie.
alien movie. Like,
yeah, that's how they sold it.
Okay.
oh,
Maybe
okay.
that's why I don't realize that that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the last A24. A24 is very hit or miss.
I didn't know they collabed with him on that.
I think that unless I might be completely making that up.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's totally up
be.
their alley if they did.
Yeah.
But the Let Her Out, that one that came out recently, is a very good possession like horror. If you want to be scared.
I do like being scared, or I
Oh,
wouldn't watch
man.
all the horror.
Well, it's kind of uncomfortable. It's more like a hard watch than it is like being afraid.
You're not going to enjoy it.
I'm gonna cringe the whole time. Okay.
Perfect.
It's not like cringing out of like this is bad. It's cringing out
Yeah.
of like, oh, ow,
Yeah.
that hurts.
Yeah,
mean,
it's like whenever I've accidentally walked in a room where Dr. Pimple Popper is on, and it's
Mm.
like I can't look away now. This is
Right.
very, very hard for me to look at, but I can't look away.
Yeah.
No,
That
thank you.
motion.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for me.
I mean, I
As
never
someone
put it
that
on
dealt with-
purpose.
As someone that dealt with acne like my entire life, I don't want to see other people. I don't.
It's gross.
No.
Beyond gross.
That's long box Chris's paranormal fear.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a ghost that's got terrible acne and they're
Yes.
popping plasma pimples at me. And I'm, stop it
Slowly.
And you think it's going to land on you, but it doesn't. It just
Yeah.
like
It never does.
goes
Yeah.
goes away.
Yeah, this ghost is just lame enough to not be a Slimer, and is just going to make you think it's going to do it.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's
That would be
psychological
awful.
horror.
I here's how extra I am. I literally Googled for like what's a specific list of paranormal fears. And I don't have any of none of these bother me. It's like ghosts and demons and dead things and darkness and seeing oneself in the mirror, which obviously
I can give you mine, and maybe
Great.
that might
that
generate
might
some other
yeah.
ideas. Mine is aliens.
Okay.
The movie Dark Skies. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I probably brought it up on the last show at some point.
I think you did.
The idea of something be able to infiltrate your house, show no signs that it infiltrated your house. It is basically like acting like a ghost.
Mhm.
But I'm also kind of like, what if ghosts are just aliens? But like it's acting like a ghost. It just seamlessly infiltrates your house, seamlessly probes you, seamlessly takes control of you at times.
Mhm.
Seamlessly can experiment on you. It could take you if it wants, but it doesn't. Maybe it does. Like that creeps me out. And I know we can't possibly be alone in this universe. And I also don't feel like we could be the only intelligent life. And I also don't feel like we have a full understanding of our limits on science. I think we can travel the cosmos. I think we're capable of that. Cracking the right physics code, the right formula, doing, and then on top of that, who says teleportation doesn't become a thing somehow, some way in the future? It's not past my possibilities. So
Mhm.
I'm like, what if other civilizations have done this? What if it's not even like a flesh? It's just some intelligence that was created, like a version of AI that took over our planet, and it knew how, and it found out how to like traverse the cosmos. What the hell is it doing? You know, like that idea, that paranormal fear is what I have. So
okay. So as you were talking, it's not really paranormal, but like home invasions, I am not a fan of like any of that. Like and it kind of goes back to like like what Scooby-Doo taught me. Humans are the real monsters. And it's, I think, just the knowing that there are people that don't have any moral compass at all, that like legit make skin dresses to wear out of their victims, or like, oh yeah, that's a human skin lampshade, do you like it? And it's like, no, I don't like that. Like, knowing that there are people that are out there that do just really depraved shit for no reason at all, that bothers me, because there's no, like, if it's a monster, I'm like, it's a monster, I can classify that. If it's an alien, it's an alien, I can classify that. If it's just some messed up person, like, my brain can't rectify that. Of like, how do you think like that? Where you just like, oh, I enjoy, just like cutting people open in the abdomen and pulling out their intestines to see what they feel like. You're insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and I know it's not super paranormal, but like, those people are the ones that genuinely like upset everything in me, where I'm just like, that's why I don't watch true crime stuff. Like, I just don't. I know that crime is out there, I know it happens, but when you hear some of the serial killers or whatever talk about things, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember Elizabeth, her hair smelled really nice, but her flesh tasted disgusting. You're like, what?
Yeah.
You ate her flesh? Like, that's nope. I'm out. I'm good. I'll be over here watching my slashers, because I know I can classify that's a slasher. Like, I don't know what to classify you as, Ed Gein. I don't. What do you? That's the thing that bothers me. I just am like, I don't know what I would do if I was in the same room as somebody that did that stuff. Like, I don't.
So, yeah, in the same vein, I'm terrified of a structured version of that. Like let's, for example, I had to just Google it because I was like, what's that Japanese, what was that Japanese World War II camp thing? It was Unit 731. Where they committed like atrocious like war crimes on their own people, on babies, and they were just the most like degenerate, like, you have no soul experiments on people. And like, Soviet Russia did that, Germany did that, like these places, like having that kind of structure, because being a victim in all that has to be one of the most like, how could you match that horror? Like, you don't like, who's gonna save me? Nobody, because this whole place is in on it. Like,
Right.
So that like, that is another big fear, would be getting into some situation akin to that, and having to take on again like the atrocities of man, like what we are capable of doing to each other.
Imagine if those men that are doing those things are being puppeteered by aliens.
I've also thought of that too.
I've also thought of like, what if aliens just were like, okay, we're taking over now. All right, into this facility. I don't want to. Okay, you're in the facility now.
We're now possessing your body. You have full recollection, but you are not in control. We're just tying everybody's fears into one just deranged, terrible ball of muck.
Hey, we should make a comic.
Hey, here's an idea there.
You could almost make it like a social commentary as well. Maybe something anti-fascist.
Oh man.
All right. I have got to go, but thank you guys for joining me. And oh man, I think I put your Substack links in. So everybody, their Substack links should be in the description. I know I had to go through some weird YouTube verification that is like, you can't put links here unless you're verified as like a person. So I don't know if that worked or not. I just know I submitted it. So their links should be working. If you want to check these guys out, go to the description. You can find their Substacks, and that is probably going to be your best outlet of getting updates and frequent posts and things of that nature. But they are also on Instagram and a couple of other places that I'm also sure that those links would be found on Substack. So, is there anything else that you guys want to close on, want to mention?
You go, Kay, and then I'll get the final word.
Ooh,
with what I told you about before we came on.
Yeah,
remember my fear of being the first.
This is outside the normal, so technically it's paranormal. Not really. Like, I'll talk to about anybody. Like, don't be a dickhead. That's kind of like the rule of life. So there you go. That's what I got.
Do y'all have some news or ideas of what another or the next Kickstarter campaign will be projected to start or look like, or
sure do
anything that you want to say?
We've got all of those things. So before we get to June 1st of 2026, which is we're just doing it on the 1st, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. If not, we are.
We are now.
June 1st of 2026 is when we're launching the campaign for the first for chapter 1. It'll be 1 square bound digest zine size, because everything from us, from CHK Comics, is going to be this size, because it's just so damn convenient. Like, I can put this in my pocket and it fits. Can't do that with a regular size comic. But we both love square bound. And so it's going to be perfect bound. Like you said, we're on 65. I keep saying like 80, 75 to 80 pages is where we're going to end up. Mm-hmm. And we might nail that, at least for a first draft. But so yeah, June 1st, 2026, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to do another tour bus for Barricade Brigade and do all the comics podcasts. Thank you for having us on yours. Yeah. It's always fun to hang out with you. And it's still weird for me to be on this side, which is the same side, but like down here on the screen and not there on the screen. So, but in the meantime, before we launch chapter 1, if you need a copy of the ash can, now I'm just going to end the whole show. If you need a copy, if you want the OG or if you want my punkified variant, I'm setting up a Ko-fi. I don't know. It's a thing I saw a bunch of comic artists on, and I bought a zine from there, and I was like, this seems really simple. And there's a button like set up your own coffee page. And so I clicked that button, and like 7 seconds later, they're like, welcome to coffee. You now have a profile. And I was like, oh, that happened fast. So I'm going to figure that out. And my goal is by Thanksgiving to have that up and running to where you can buy a copy of Barricade Brigade, the ash can, and I will mail it to you. We've got stickers. You can buy those too. I'll figure that out. And then if you want to do like sketch cards like we did with the campaign, which actually I did some of those too, and I had a lot of fun doing them. So if you wanted sketch cards or whatever, but I'm going to be blasting that link once I figure it out all over Substack. So Substack really is like the best place to find me. I'm trying to pare off the fat, and a lot of other social media is just noisy, obnoxious fat right now, and I am sick and tired of it. So I'm really moving on the vast majority of my social media time on Substack. So that's the best place to find me and to keep up, and to eventually before Thanksgiving get a coffee link with the chance to give me your money, and I'll give you a pretty cool punk rock horror comic in return.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's we haven't said that anywhere. So
yeah,
this is an awesome
breaking news. We got one more breaking news because I totally forgot about this. I wrote a story about my dad for a anthology submission, and just like truth of all truths, like I ran out of time. It was a black and white submission. I had inks done. I have lettering done. I was able to. I have a great friend that I've known for the last few years. We met during COVID on Twitter when it was still Twitter and still fun, and she does amazing art as well. And she's coloring the story, and we're gonna set this up on Global Comics and Comics.1, and it'll just be free. Kris edited it. I wrote it. I drew it. She colored it. It'll be out there for anyone.
Perfect.
Yeah. And he's going to post those links all over his Substack. So,
and then you can put them on your Substack.
And then I'll restack it.
Yeah, we could restack.
Yeah, it'll be a restack attack in the Substack DMs.
Yes.
So on Substack, we've got Long Box Punk, and then we've got Punk Rock Kris.
Yes.
So those are the differences. But yeah, they're pretty intertwined. You should be pretty easy to find them. Again, I've got links. So thank you guys for joining me, and I am very excited to have you on for like the next campaign. It was very fun. The only campaign I've done with somebody was Michael Ferraro, and it was very fun being able to show off his page and get him to kind of get into detail about the tiers and like, you know, what all that means to him to send out. Like, so I'm very excited to get into the nitty gritty of your next campaign. And thank you guys again so much for being here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us. We'll definitely be in touch for, we'll start the pre-tour tour in May, and you'll be high on the list to contact.
Hell yeah. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more engagement going on by then. So.
Yeah, whatever.
We're doing it for fun, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Every one of us. So
that's true. That's true. All right. This has been Ars Duaemonia, and I've been Austin Light with the Long Box Punk and the Punk Rock Kris, and with their project Barricade Brigade. If you want to check it out, he's going to try and set it up on Ko-Fi. There will be an upcoming Kickstarter. I'm sure all of it will be involved with here in a few months. You can find my story Envy at AmericanDemonComics.com and sign up for the newsletter, get the updates straight to your inbox, however you want to read. But again, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and we will catch you on the next Ars Duaemonia.